other people out on dates is kind of like old school.
Now, if you walk up and she doesn't feel the vibe, you're gonna get blasted all over social media.
Nobody is trying to join that catastrophe of a family that you're a part of.
As women out on dates are looked at as the lame men. They looked at as corny.
Months alone, I created 4 different applications in 2 different.
A low income earning men, so they feel like it's appropriate to live off of women.
They'll say that they want a good man, but the moment he doesn't check her unrealistic box, they start nitpicking what he's not.
The older I get, the more I realize that an ascetic lifestyle, aside from being one of the most potent ways to devote your life to honoring the holy mystery, it really just is logical. Like, participate in this tomfoolery? I think not.
Guys don't approach women like they used to, claiming that men asking women out in person is almost non-existent today. She called it old school, right? And here's the thing, it is old school. This is the one thing that I don't like about girls. Y'all be having amnesia. I refuse to be gaslit because women made such a big deal about men approaching them and would label them as creeps, and y'all would say how much you hate us. The reason why it feels old school is because back then, the worst that she could say is no. Now, if you walk up and she doesn't feel the vibe, you're gonna get blasted all over social media. You may be recorded without your consent. There might be a TikTok story time about you, or you might just get clowned in a group chat. And back then, things were so much more simple. You could take a girl out on a coffee date. You could go for a walk in the park. Y'all could link during both of y'all's lunch break. Y'all were just happy to be around each other's presence. Just go on this app and look up the words coffee date. It's gonna prove my point. On a first date, I don't even know who you are. You want me to take you out somewhere crazy. In this economy, yeah, right. How you gonna say you want one thing and then we listen to what y'all say and then y'all get mad and then want us to do the thing that we were doing in the first place that y'all were judging us for? Make it make sense. How about you ask us on a date? Oh, let me guess. That's sassy, huh? Other than that though, let me know your thoughts. I'm curious.
It's funny that she's talking about this. Like, I'm listening to her. She's saying men don't ask ladies out on dates anymore. I guess she's feeling the same effects that they all are going through, right? What is she? An actor, rich parents, raising the kids like animals, right? But what is she still? She is a female, somewhat of a female. And what does she still want? To be approached. And she's very young, 20 years old, but I have to say this, when she's not smoking weed and looking like a mess, she actually can be very hot, right? Look at the picture right there in the background behind the guy's head with the 83 on. When she has it on and puts it on, she's doing it. But what are most men saying? Your money, we don't care about it. You look good, but why? Why would a man give you everything when your attitude shows that you deserve nothing? And not money, meaning all of his attention, anything, time. A man doesn't want to give it. Let's move on.
And jumps on my internet and just says anything. She said, are people not going up to strangers asking girls to go on dates? Is that old school tradition done with? For you, Willow Smith, it is. Nobody is trying to join that catastrophe of a family that you're a part of.
We agree.
Just to be in the presence of Willow Smith, I would need some holy water and a cross. Everybody sees how you guys do these red table talks and just destroy men. And your mom is the ringleader. You are a product of your mother, Jada. If I was to ask Willow Smith on a date, I would have to look in the mirror and say, I really don't like myself and I don't give a damn about my future. I remember when Jaden was over there saying, why are kids always trying to play all day? I'm trying to talk about the economy. Mother, you 12. Like, damn, what type of breeding is going on over there? I could just imagine a date with Willow Smith. The conversation is going to be on snake oil and men ain't What man is trying to sit through that? I know it ain't me. And nobody forgot that you were helping your mother write to dead Tupac,
Sure was.
saying, please, my mom misses you. Just slapping your daddy all in the face. If you don't respect your dad, I know you're not going to respect the man that you're dating. And that's Big Willie. I guarantee that any man who is dating Willow Smith for a year is checking into that same hospital that Kanye West was in. Ain't nobody got time for that. Nobody's trying to date somebody where after the breakup, you got to hear about how bad your stroke game is on a red table talk.
That's exactly what will happen. That's what she's faced with. And I thought about it too. When she was bashing her father, even on a red table talk, now I don't think she was on that one, but still, she saw it. Now, you got to understand, she's being subject to these things. She saw her mother be a nightmare to her father. So what is she going to do to you? This man made nothing but sense. And I think every man is paying attention to that. What she has to understand is that every man watches what's going on in Hollywood. So if a man is rich, which most likely is what you want, it's not going to happen. And I see women nowadays trying to say, oh, how could you bash a woman just because she can't get a rich man? No. Men are not trying to bash you at all. But that's the big argument. Watch this. Take a look at this.
Cares when a man finds his woman under a bridge?
No, I live for Stedman, but you know that Stedman has for many decades been the butt of jokes.
Yeah, because of gender rules.
Yes.
People feel like because she's Oprah Winfrey, who did y'all want her to be with, Barack Obama? That doesn't make sense, guys. I mean, I feel like that's the weird thing about powerful women, what we're left with. So I'm supposed to find love, but he's got to have a certain amount of money, but at the same time, I got to still be like, guys, what's going on here? Why am I? Nobody cares when a man finds his woman under a bridge. No one cares.
No one
cares. And I frankly don't care if that's who you love. That's who you love. Why do we have to deal with that?
Yes.
That to me makes no sense. I ain't never look. My daddy told me a man needs to treat you right. He needs to handle and service you in whatever way you need service. Let me tell you one thing that Kiki don't need: money.
No, I think it's a double standard because we each need different things from each other. And women like to be able to go to their man for him to provide things. It can be financially, physically, but usually primarily financially. And by financially, it doesn't have to necessarily be everything, but something. You know, they like to be with a guy that they feel like makes more money than them, maybe has more than they do. It makes them feel small and feminine. So if you make $50,000 a year and you want your man to make like 80, I think that's reasonable. That can be fair. The problem is when you want these egregious, unrealistic things that don't make sense. If you're making $50,000 a year, why do you want a man that makes $1 million? And you're usually never going to be in the same environments as those men unless you're some high-ticket bottle girl or at a club somewhere. And even then, it's like he's not looking to take on your issues of you being so severely broke. Now, men don't really care about how much money women make.
He's not going to the club.
The same thing. A man is not with you because of how much money you make. I think it was definitely really unique how she said, you should seek out a man to service you in the way that you need to be serviced. Because if you're a woman who's a mechanic, it's like you're not looking for a man to fix your car. You're just not, because that's a skill set that you already have. But maybe you are looking for a man to fix other things. Maybe you're a woman that doesn't really like cooking that much, or you're not really that good at it, and you prefer a man who is. Because there are men who like to cook and they're really good at it, and that's something they're passionate about. Maybe he doesn't mind that you're a girl that likes working on cars because, well, that's one thing I have to do. And that's just your dynamic. Some people are going to look at it and they're going to feel however they want to feel about it. You know, you being a man that cooks a lot and she fixes cars. But as long as y'all are happy and it's a healthy, stable relationship and interaction, it doesn't matter what strangers on the internet think or even people that you know personally. But she's right. Like, men aren't going to be super picky when it comes to women financially because we're not looking for them to provide for us financially. And so as women go up this ladder economically, there are less men at the top who they have access to. And those men at the top have both the women at their level and below at their disposal. So that can be really difficult as well. But how do y'all feel about this? Let me know down in the comments below.
Yeah, and a rich man is looking for someone who's going to get on his program. They can bring up whatever story they want to bring up. That's what it is. And you ladies that are rich, like you, Kiki Palmer, a lot of times you have to get the bums. Because a man that's on your level wouldn't dare. Keep it honest. We don't care. You care.
Gentlemen, Willow Smith said that men no longer ask women out on dates. You know, they don't approach women and ask women out on dates no more, which is like very interesting for her to say, because I don't know what Willow Smith, like 20 something years old, early 20s. I don't think when men were asking women out on dates, she was not dating age.
Exactly.
But she does have a point. A lot of men don't ask women out on dates. Now, I'm not in the dating pool. I'm married. I'm out the game. But I keep my ear to the street, and I hear a lot of things. There's a couple of reasons why men don't ask women out on dates anymore like that. Is because a lot of times when you approach a woman, you know, nobody wants to get blamed for anything. We've been in the middle of this Me Too movement for a minute, and it rises and falls, and nobody wants to get caught in the high tide. You understand what I'm saying? You know, some men are like, no, I ain't trying to go to jail. I don't want nobody to say anything. I'm harassing them. I'm going to go in this damn store. I'm going to get some bread, some eggs, some bacon, and I'm going to get the hell out of here. I don't care what I see. If I see a woman that's fine, I'm just going to look at her, mind my business, and go on back to the house. If you don't already like me, I don't like you. That's how a lot of men think, because nobody wants to get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? And the other thing is, a lot of time when you approach a woman, you know, nowadays, hey, it turns transactional very quickly. Very quickly. And the men that walk up and ask women out on dates as a gentleman are looked at as the lame men. They're looked at as corny. If you just walk right up to a woman and say, excuse me, I don't mean to bother you, but I think you're very beautiful. And I was wondering before I left, is there a way could I get in contact with you? I'd love to take you out on a date and get to know you. You're not going to get a, oh, no, thank you, or oh, sure, that's fine. You're going to get, oh, boy, you lame as hell. Where you come from? You can't be from the hood like that. Hell no, ain't no way, sir, square, lame, get up out of here. Yeah, that's what you going to get. If you ain't got no bodies, if you ain't never caught a body, I'm not going nowhere. That's what you get. Anyway, my stand-up special, anybody want to tell me, is on Tubi right now. And I'm on tour. Go to ShuaKing.com.
Am I just delusional, or people asking other people out on dates is kind of like old school?
Those days are over.
Excuse me.
I don't even remember the last time someone was like, hey, would you want to go on a date with me? Like, explicitly ask someone out on a date and use those specific words, especially someone that you don't really know that well.
What?
Like, that's like a different kind of thing. Like, would you want to go out on a date with me? Like, when was the last time someone asked you that?
People don't court anymore. But let's be honest about why. A lot of women walk around these days with this attitude, like men gotta come already packaged with the sixes, you know, 6 figures, 6 feet, and you know the rest. And because of that, some women aren't even pleasant anymore. They'll say that they want a good man, but the moment he doesn't check her unrealistic box, they start nitpicking what he's not. So now you have men that don't even want to approach a woman. And it's not because they don't know how. They're tired of being judged before they get the chance to show you who they are. And that's wild, because people used to date to get to know each other, right? But now it's like everybody's competing to see who can meet this impossible checklist.
Here are some things I expect a man to pay for while I'm dating him or we're in a relationship.
Y'all niggas so dense, y'all forgot funny existed. Y'all niggas like molasses. Slow.
What is going on?
Also sweet though. Be sweet too. Yeah. But it was funny.
Yeah. I didn't know it was this bad. She's trying to be funny. As she said, funny. You like molasses? What are you talking about? He looks like the ultimate weed head. She's high right now. And I gotta say this. You're being young. I know, like you said, funny. You're having fun, right? But a lot of times, even a man that's like 25, that's who's going to be your target range, right? You think the men that are around that age, that are of your caliber or even under, like Kiki Palmer said, because men don't care, or you may get a poop, that's not going to happen. But still, what are you going to get, a model? Yeah, you and your model, right? Still, he'll get with you because he's a gold digger too. There's gold digger men out there. That's what she qualifies for. But the man you want don't want you. She's facing it. I got all this money and no man. She doesn't know it because when they're young and having fun, as she said, funny, right? She's gonna hit 30.
Where did all the good men go?
And she's gonna feel it. That's what's gonna happen. She's going to feel it. She doesn't see it now, but she's gonna be like these other Hollywood actors, these black Hollywood actors, with nada, nothing. She'll see. Let's take a look. She needs to follow what Jaden Smith is doing.
In a restaurant and is going to give free meals to the homeless. And this comes after he launched his own food truck in 2019 with the same exact concept. And that concept was Jaden Smith wanted to deliver free vegan meals to the homeless throughout Los Angeles. And the concept of the I Love You food truck has been a massive success since launching, where they've served over 35,000 people in Los Angeles. Which this is a story a lot of people need to hear because people wrongfully judge Jaden Smith all the time. They make fun of him for the way he looks all the time. They criticize him all the time for his time as a child actor, saying he wasn't very good at it despite the fact it wasn't even his choice. And they constantly make rude comparisons to his father, saying how could Will Smith have a son like Jaden? And the public has been undeniably cruel to Jaden Smith for years just for trying to be himself. People every day now get food and healthy food because of Jaden Smith and the actions he's taken. So people can judge him all they want, but at the end of the day, he's 22 years old and has done more to feed people than most people do in their entire lives.
What you say? He's a transformer? Really? Take a look at his newer video? All right, let me check that out.
This is Jaden Smith, okay? This is not FKA Twigs, okay? This is Jaden.
Sorry I'm late. I was taking in a harmonious moment between a serene butterfly and an unruffled caterpillar.
Smith. Jaden Smith expresses his unique flair for fashion. And I just gotta say, heavy on the flair. Heavy on the flair, wow. Sister Pop. Fashion girly with flair myself, as you can see on my nail polish. I just want to say, oh, cute. Everyone just wants to be creative these days. Everybody's creative. Everybody. I mean, the hair color.
Now you see what's happening, right? Jaden Smith, this is the attention he wants. He's a target. The gay dude, see the hair color? You got a job, man. Don't do something and end up in jail. You know that how they have those humiliation rituals in Hollywood? Please. Don't end up there. That's not a place you want to be. Because you end up there, they may make you wear those dresses for real. Seriously. It's no joke in there. Or you have a guy like this in there laughing at you. Take a look.
Color, it's like purple for Pervana Vivids, you know? It's like Slay Girl, like, oh my god. And then you had to like pair it with this like little mesh top, and I love the legs out with your little kilt, like, sickening, girl. I'm just sitting to myself thinking, like, we'll never address the elephant in the room. It's always gonna be flair, okay? No matter, as long as you show up to Fashion Week with a bag that's a Louis that looks like a house, girl, this is gonna be fashion and flair. It's never gonna be the obvious. Clock that Z, clock that Z. He's a legend for entertainment purposes, bitch. Anyways, I want to know, what lip shade is that, sister? Like, where'd you get that? I'm asking for a friend. I'm the friend.
Damn, Jaden. You got the gay dude welcoming you to the community. And I just thought that he had a little bit of a head on his shoulders, but I stand corrected, or I was corrected. Everything ain't as it seems, right?
I'm free to admit that I've never had a boyfriend and never been in a serious relationship. And when I first announced that, I kept getting all these hate comments from men saying, you need experience, you have to sleep around, you know, when you get married, like, how do you know you're gonna be compatible with that person? Well, first off, I'm gonna listen to what God says, because he said to wait.
Yes. He said to wait. I hope you really mean it. She's 28 years old and she's spreading a message. As you see, the Smith kids, they're getting Satan, feminism. I'm with the isms. But she is preaching a message that needs to be heard, that most ladies need to hear. I'm saving myself. I'm not going to end up a baby mom chasing a man's satisfaction. Preach.
He said, do not fornicate. So this whole experience thing you're talking about, if that was important, God would have said, sleep around with 25 people before you get married so you have all that great experience. No, he actually said the polar opposite. So why would I listen to you over what God says? God cares about me and cares about my body, cares about my life. You don't. You just want what you want now. It's your flesh talking, okay? So ladies, I want to encourage us to not be swayed by what the world says that you're missing out on, that you need to have, because that is not experience. That is just baggage that you don't need to carry into a marriage. Choose Christ over culture, because the culture changes, but God's word doesn't.
Ooh, and she's so right. Because when you've had body after body, you guys know. You already know. I don't need to explain it to you. You understand what happens to these ladies. It's not going to happen to her. And I can see it in her eyes. She's wide-eyed, bushy-tailed. Look at her like, hi, I'm your next wife. Like, you know how they did wide-eyed, bushy-tailed cartoons? Like, I believe in Christ. I'm your next wife. Like, she look like, right? Look at that face. Like, she'd be smiling. Every man needs that. Every man needs a. Let's get on to the next one.
I'm a 30-year-old single black female prioritizing gut health and protein intake. I can squat 250. I've written 2 books and speak 3 different languages. In the last 6 months alone, I've created 4 different applications and 2 different
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you, we don't care. Programs across the iOS platform. Not to mention, I started diversifying my financial portfolio at 23.
Look, man, like ladies, I mean, we done tried to tell y'all, but I'm not gonna say the obvious. But close your eyes and pretend the voice that you hearing that just gave that description had a couple of, and just pretend it was some octaves lower than that pitch. Like, would you be turned off by that if that was a man describing himself? If you asked him, you know, like, what, tell me about yourself, and that's what he gave you? Like, would you be attracted to that description from that man? No, you wouldn't. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, men don't care about degrees, blah, blah, because men do care about this stuff. It's just not the only thing. And then these women, these types, make it their entire personality. And like I've said a million times before, y'all don't like men who do this, who make money, who make their stock portfolio, who make their careers, who make their cars, or whatever the case may be, the fact that they might play a sport. Like, y'all don't like men who make that their entire personalities, right? So why the would men like a woman that make those types of things, accomplishments, money, whatever, their entire personalities? All these think pieces, blah, like, it's literally that simple. And y'all understand this, because when it's a man doing the same exact thing, you're turned off. You guys like to say, oh, he just sounds like he's overcompensating for something, right? She's trying to convince herself why she's not in a relationship. But hey, man, she became the man she always wanted.
Emotional damage.
Sure did. And the same thing. She goes hand in hand with Willow Smith. Because what does she exemplify? I got all this money and no man. I got it all. I can do everything. Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything greater than you. No, I can't. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. That's her, right? Who wants to hear that? All the man wants to hear is the simple things. Seriously, my lady does a lot. But you know what she's doing right now? She's chefing up some food. I wish I could turn the camera around. It would ruin the video. But you'll see her over there cooking. You think you can hear the sound of you chopping up food in the mic?
Why is it loud?
No, I wanted people to hear it. But not, anyway, she's doing it as I was proving my point. Right? The simple things. Keep it simple. I always say that. if anybody ever had a consultation with me, what do I say all the time? I use what? The KISS method. She wanted to bang the knife. And what is the KISS? No, that's fine. I wanted people to hear at that point. But you know what the KISS method is? Keep it simple, stupid. And what that means, keep it simple for men, not because we're stupid, because we're plain. It's deep, but it's not really that deep. It's just the truth. All we're telling you is the truth.
Hey, what's up, y'all? So while we still getting asked what you bring to the table, inquiring about 50-50, meaning that men are coming to us thinking that we supposed to go half with them, being in roommate situations with them. Jeff Bezos just married his alleged side chick in a $50 million wedding. I mean, this is a man who can have any woman he wants. He can buy her. He married a 55-year-old woman, a divorcee with 3 kids. I mean, they got engaged in 2023, and from what I'm being told is that, you know, she was not happy with the prenuptial agreement. So I guess eventually, you know, she went on and signed it and they got married. But either way it goes, you got men on here that's saying that women over 40, they spoil goods and nobody wants them, this and that. This is a 1%er who married a 55-year-old woman with 3 kids that are not his. But you got low-income earning men want to ask you what you bring to the table. It's not about, you know, being good enough or not having enough. It's the fact that these men are comfortable with living off of women.
You can't make this up.
It don't matter how old you are. You can put in like women over 40, nobody want them, this and that, you know, with all that Kevin Samuels crap. But what it really truly is that these men have no money. They have no income. They low income earning men, so they feel like it's appropriate to live off of women. But that's why a lot of them are depressed. If you're not living in your purpose as a man, and your purpose is to provide and protect, if you can't do that, you're not living within your purpose as a masculine man. I'm from Chicago. I live in Chicago. And this is the city of fairy men. I promise you. You know that Pimp C song, you ain't a pimp, you's a fairy. These men live off of women here. Majority of the men who are dealing with women, they're manipulating them and using them for their money.
She'll be my sugar mama.
Okay? They drive their cars, they live in their cribs. I mean, men that I know personally have about 3 women that they pimping. Or they think they pimping. You know what I mean? Because either way it goes, he's not living a quality life for long. Think about it. Ask yourself, how many pimps or how many men who have manipulated and used women for money, how long did it last for them? There is no man that has successfully lived long term and retired and died wealthy off of the back of a woman. And do not say Stedman, because Stedman had his own bread, and we ain't even seen Stedman.
This is sad. You brought up Jeff Bezos and tried to compare him to a regular guy. Let me tell you what's going on with Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos is not paying attention to anything happening right now in the media at all, right? And to be honest with you, he got with a lady that has 3 kids. Now, that's a different situation. Why is that? Because they're old. What are those kids? 30? She's 55, right? 30? 25? 23? Maybe 18? He's not dealing with any kids. So she's not really a baby mama anymore. So the way she phrased that, it's like she's 55, right? And he got her to sign a prenup. What are you talking? Like, she explained that like we're 5-year-old kids. What are you talking about? I was gonna say Jeff Bezos took the sucker route, but he didn't, because the kids are grown. He didn't marry a baby mom with a bunch of kids. He's winning. She signed the prenup. He's winning. Shouts out to Jeff Bezos. And an L to her for bringing that up.
Hold the line. Stay with me.
Answer's coming.